bounds once, is in trouble, eludes a tackle, gets out of the end zone. He's to the 5, he's to the 10, crashes to the 15, out across the 20, crashes to the 25, out across the 30, 35, 40, look out, he could go, he's to the 40, he's to the 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 10, he's all the way!
Right on the end. The snap is down. The kick is up. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good! He bangs it in there! 57 yards out of school record to put the Huskers in front, 33-31.
To the near side. Kellogg gets a shotgun snap. Final play of the game. Ron waiting for the wideouts to get downfield. Launches the throw down toward the goal line. Going up. Ball tipped in the air. Caught! Touchdown! Jordan Westerkamp! Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest! Oh, baby!
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What a scene in Lincoln, baby! Woo!
Deep for Nebraska. Here's Wiley's kick. It's high. It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Holy moly. Man, woman, and child did that. Put him in the aisle. Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoes.
All right. Well, we're live.
You're supposed to have an intro.
Welcome to the 5 Points of Contact podcast. Yeah, we're live. There we go. That's the intro. We won.
We did win.
That's a start. It was good to finally see a quarterback take control of something for once. That was good. So.
It was dominating, and it was fun to watch. I mean, it wasn't without faults, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conversations over the week about the quarterbacks and stuff like that, and who's going to actually start the next game and all that kind of crap.
I don't know. For me, it was one of those where I don't care how slow it seemed at first. It was finally fun to not have to yell at the TV going, what the fuck is happening? Like, why every time there's a game going on, there's got to be something every 5 minutes with Nebraska football that there's just a complete, just utter destruction, self-destruction of the team. And finally, there wasn't. It was nice.
That's true. Even the turnover early in the game, deep in our own territory, was, they did nothing with it. What I was shocked about Northern Illinois most of all was that that guy was a 7th-year quarterback.
He has the most football name ever, though. Rocky.
He does.
Oh my god. Oh,
but
man.
He looked like a deer in the headlights pretty much the entire game. So I guess I was surprised like that. Even when he had some time, he didn't particularly play well.
No. I mean, again, it's one of those games where I don't know really much about Northern Illinois. I really haven't seen much about them. Didn't really think much of them as a threat, but I don't know. Their defense kind of was decent for a while. Made us look really bad for a while, which made me worried for our upcoming games.
Did it?
It kind of did the first half when all we were up was 14 and they had 3. I was kind of nervous. I'm sitting there going, yeah, I was like, oh shit. Like here's like a USD or like a, SDSU type of team that's all of a sudden making us look really bad. And, but no, it was a good game all around. I mean, they weren't like a team that we just completely just went out there and dominated over. And it showed our offense kind of changing up a little bit, like working with Harburg a little bit more. Although how many times do we have to pass to, I can't even think of his freaking name. I'm stuck.
Billy Kemp?
Kemp, yes. How many times are we going to pass to Kemp on the right side for the same freaking play the first half?
Oh, that's true.
What was it? 4 times we did that same play and they had it every time for a loss, damn near, other than once, the first time he did it. So
I think we came out with the first series, rolled down the field and scored, and you're thinking, well, this is going to be 77-3. And then it wasn't. And I think, you looked at it and you went, why don't they keep running the option? And really what I thought about that, I thought, well, why don't they keep doing that? That's what I want them to do. But I think as a coach, you'd look at this and say, what can my offense do? Because my offense is not going to be able to just run the option over and over and over for the rest of the season. So what can this quarterback do? And I think the sluggishness of the first half was Marcus Satterfield figuring out what could his players execute and what were his players going to have problems with. Because there were like Fidoni's touchdown in the first half, right? The one where he caught it wide open. Okay, we pulled. That was a play action, and you pulled I think it was the left tackle or the left guard. We pulled.
Yeah, left guard.
And if you always want to run successful play action, you pull a lineman, and it was perfect, and it was really well done. But then some of the other plays you watched, you saw linemen pulling, and they were flat out too slow to execute the plays. I think you look at that and you kind of go, okay, he's got to figure out what he can and can't do with this offense.
The other thing too is like, who the hell are our stars right now other than Irvin Jr.? Who's our stars right now?
Well, Anthony Grant played well in that game, but
Grant finally showed up. He was actually looking better than Irvin, in my opinion.
Fidoni looks like, give him the ball a little bit and let's see what he can do. But honestly, on offense, we don't have any stars. I know there's probably going to be people playing up this offense, about playmakers, and we really don't have playmakers on offense.
Yeah,
I mean, we have potential maybe as the season goes on, but I don't think we really do.
And it was nice seeing Ben Hart return his old self for a little bit. That was nice, So
that
I
left
still
side
think
of the line though is go ahead.
Oh no, it's just Ben Hart being his typical Ben Hart days. It's just tough watching that shit every time. So, but again, it was what was going to happen. I mean, it was inevitable that he was going to do something stupid again. Our offensive line just does not look good. I mean, the left side in particular. But give it up for Harburg, though. I mean, he was running good. Son of a bitch was putting his shoulder into every damn hit and every tackle, which was nice to see. So, although how many games is he going to last doing that? But if he is our future starter.
Well, think about that for a minute. I mean, we worry about that. How many games can he last? I don't want him doing that over and over. Quarterbacks are more protected than they've ever been. And we used to run. I mean, our entire offense for the 80s and 90s was run the quarterback, run the quarterback, run the quarterback, run the quarterback, run the quarterback. Oh, my God, it's a play action pass. Nobody thought of that.
Yeah.
And we, people kind of worried about it, but they didn't go, oh, God, don't let him do this. I want him to slide all the time. Quarterbacks played like that all the time then. So
I don't know, maybe it's me, but Harburg kind of reminds me of Tanner Lee when he played. Is it kind of odd to say that? I mean, not many people liked him.
Not really.
I kind of see him as that. I mean, he's good on the ground.
Tanner Lee or Zach Lee?
Zach Lee. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Tanner Lee was
not
a turnover machine, was it?
No. Zach Lee. Good on his feet. He likes to freaking hit you when he's running, and he's got a decent arm. It's not pinpoint accurate, but at least he can find the places to throw. And it wasn't. I don't know. Honestly, I thought Harburg was awesome tonight. It was fun seeing it. Granted, we weren't playing Colorado or Minnesota, so we'll see what happens. But
I am watching the Colorado State game.
I had it on, but the wife turned off the TV, so now I have nothing to watch behind me.
What?
So,
how does that work?
The TV behind me?
How did the wife turned off the TV? What the hell?
Yeah, I know, right? No. So somebody.
I got a Harburg had that beautiful slant pass that was just a dart to what was it, Billy Kemp,
Yep.
I mean, if they can run that play successfully, maybe they can't run that play successfully against a team like Michigan, but you watch the rest of the Big Ten West today, and it was not good for the Big Ten West. I mean, Iowa scored 41 points because they lined up and scored with 2 seconds left so they could score more points. But largely, I mean, the Big Ten West was Minnesota got beat. I don't want to say handily, but they got beat convincingly.
Michigan was looking rough too, but I mean, they obviously are winning, but Michigan was looking pretty rough as well there for the start.
Illinois turned the ball over a lot.
Purdue lost.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, yeah.
Wisconsin looked really rough early on, and then they started pulling it away late. So, but let's do some comments.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people. I wouldn't have expected a lot of people to show up tonight because it is late and we're old. I'm old. You're not old. Shit. James Boardman says Rule won his own home opener. The last two guys can't say that. And that's a nice comment.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
That is true. Vince Watson with no toilet this week. No toilet. You know what? Maybe it'll be a good rest of the year, and I won't go in the bathroom for another video the entire rest of the year, or again ever in my rest of my life.
I don't. Way too optimistic. Way too optimistic at this point. We still got to play Michigan for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get beat up by a superior opponent, okay, maybe we'll just not say that. Fred Sacco says Ben Hart is ancient Greek for flaccid, I believe. Wow.
I'm gonna have to start using that now.
I said in my post-game reaction video that we do not have a nickname for Heinrich Harburg, and people need to come up with one.
Leave it. I mean, we could do a poll on the website. What's the new nickname for Harburg?
Well, we need to come up with some nickname names. Not right now necessarily.
No. I'm saying we could do it on the website. We could do it. Have everybody kind of do a vote on it. So,
Highlander Gun said, "Who's winning, John?" I don't think
tied.
anybody's winning me except my wife.
No, they were responding to the Colorado game right now, and it's tied 14-14.
Oh, it is. So. It's tied up at 14. Yeah.
And
this was the one that surprised me. Fred
Michigan
Sacco
State. Yeah.
Says Michigan State got pounded like a dirty phone call. Well, they did kind of get pounded like that, Fred. I got.
But Washington's a hell of a team, though. I mean,
what was the final score of that game?
It was 41-7.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you see what the problem Michigan State had was with Mel Tucker is that I don't really think he was proving himself as a coach, and I don't think they were going in a lot of places. And I think that they were probably pretty happy because he was an idiot and saved him like $80 million.
And I'm not too sure about their quarterback, this Noah Kim, or whatever it is. I think they were talking about he was having issues anyway. So sounds like he's kind of a Sims. So
Scott I'm sorry, I'm on my laptop. The writing's small. Scott McManigal.
Just call him Double H.
Call him Double H. Heinrich Harburg. Double H. I'll have to take it.
Yeah.
Benjamin Mathis says, "How do you think Nebraska will play against Northwestern?" Well, we have Louisiana Tech next, and then after that is Michigan. Northwestern, I don't think Northwestern's just going to struggle to get through this season, and then they're going to try to figure out where they're going in the future. And I've said this a few times. I think Northwestern's president has really, honestly, just completely destroyed their program with lack of leadership, including their athletic director. So, when I was first started college way back in 1980, I can remember that Northwestern had lost 32 games in a row or something. And I am guessing that Northwestern is probably going to fall back to that level of of horridness in the next year or two.
Also depends on who we have as quarterback at that point. Because
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if Rule's going to really sit Sims out the entire season over one game. So
Fred Sacco with the $2 super chat. Michigan State really tossed that game off. They did.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's just tossing it off, but
Harburg is H squared for now. I guess you go double H or H squared.
After Matt Rule
turns him into a Heisman candidate, it's triple H, baby. After he scored, I did tweet the Heisman or Heinrich Harburg has entered the Heisman conversation. Which I mean they did this with Shadir. What's his fucking bucket for Colorado in the first two games?
Shadur.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The overblown levels of covering those guys.
That's why I'm hoping Colorado State wins tonight, and it's looking like it's a possibility. So
they're not overwhelming them.
No, it's I watched the first 5 minutes of that game, and I was kind of disappointed with how Colorado was playing compared to how they keep breaking it up on everything. But
Benjamin Mathis says Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty played for La Tech, Louisiana Tech, our next opponent. Here's the thing. I know that a major conversation all week is going to be, what about Jeff Sims?
Yeah.
Well, I mean what do you think is going to happen when next week?
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly going to be this upcoming week is going to be interesting with the pressers and everything, seeing what Rule says, whether we're going to keep Harburg in or not. I think, honestly, they're going to put Sims in for the first part of the game. I don't see Heinrich staying in. So,
in other words, you're not going to replace him just because of this game. You're going to keep Jeff Sims as the starter.
I think Rule will, because what's it say to him and his staff if they don't put Sims back in? They kept saying. Do
you think they worry about that?
I think so. Because they bet so much on having Sims in here. Look how much press did they do on Sims? They had everybody convinced Sims was the next best thing.
They did, but is it? I mean, when you're doing this stuff, I mean, don't you? Did you watch Alabama play?
Yeah, a little bit. I kind of missed a lot of it, but I saw some of it.
They were terrible.
Yeah, they weren't good.
They lost to Texas because of quarterback play, and their quarterbacks they're not shit-ranked recruits. Their quarterbacks, I think they played 2 of them, maybe 3 today, were not good at running their offense at all, and their offense looked terrible for most of that game. So I think I guess if you're a coach, I don't think unless your ego is a problem. Like Bill Callahan had a problem with ego. That's why he was a shitty leader. I always bring that up about Bill Callahan. Bo Pelini had thin skin, and things got to him after a while. And then we all know he blew up batshit crazy. Yeah. It was either calm Bo or batshit insane. There was no two, there was no in between. Scott Frost's ego, God knows what that was. And Matt Rule doesn't strike me as a guy who's burdened by his own ego to the point that he's not going to make the best decisions to win. Marcus Satterfield, on the other hand, that's the unknown.
Yeah, that one kind of throws it up in the air. I'm not too sure on his play calling yet either, but we'll.
James Boardman with a super chat. How about the defense today? 139 total rushing yards through 3 games. That is something we didn't think we'd see. Is it? I mean, dude, to this level?
No, not at all. I don't know. I was expecting more, I guess.
You were expecting more?
Yeah, I was expecting more. I was expecting the defense to let a lot more rushing yards go through.
Oh, okay.
Not saying I was expecting us to, no. I was expecting as a complete first-year turnaround type of thing, rebuild thing, our defense wasn't going to be this good. But again, look at who we played so far. So, I mean, I'm just wait till the Michigan game, then we'll see.
That's true in terms of a total offense. I mean, Colorado had an offense. These guys today didn't have an offense at all. I mean, they could do nothing, and you got to wonder, is that how good our defense is, or still? I mean,
but look at Minnesota too. Look at Minnesota today. I mean, that kind of shows too. There's no offense there either. So
no, they didn't play well on offense.
No,
their quarterback Ethan K is not playing that well as I would have expected him to. Okay, here we go with Fred Sacco again. Billy C. and both were both egomaniacs. Agreed with that. Riley was a dullard. He was a nice guy, Fred. Last head coach was a libido-driven Lothario with feet of clay. Okay.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Gotta stay in the safe zone.
Dion Pryor says, Jesus Christ, our defense has allowed that few of yards. Yeah, they have. They've done, actually, they're probably at this point, I think coming into this game, they were top in the 8th in the nation in rushing defense. And after this game, they're probably going to be in the top 5.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy with the way it's looking. So
what else did we see today? Did you guys in the comments? Did you guys watch a lot of football today or not?
I tried to. I tried taking a lot of naps today because I've been drinking Mucinex like it's fucking water at this point. But the game, honestly, again, the game was one of those where I wasn't yelling, I wasn't screaming. I was just kind of going, all right. It was kind of boring for the first half, and then like the second half was just kind of like, all right, cool. And then Harbor getting a Russian touchdown in and everything else. It was just I was smiling most of the time, but I wasn't like screaming or anything like that. But again, I'm looking at our opponent going, all right, I'm a little bit concerned that we weren't crushing them the first half, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, well, things are starting to click anyway. So
you realize in the first half, though, 14-3, unless you waited till the very end to bet when the line was 11, you were winning your bet. They were beating the line.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I hate to say it because I usually am pretty hyped up for a Husker game, but I was bored for a majority of this game. I was sitting there smiling, but I was bored. But at the same time, I was just happy. I was just one of those where for once I wasn't yelling at all the mistakes we're making. There wasn't a whole lot of penalties other than a couple stupid ones. But, you know, there was no offsides on Nebraska, if I remember right.
Right.
I mean,
no
there's
false starts.
No false starts, nothing, which was like awesome, finally. No interceptions. One fumble that I'm blaming on Ben Hart anyway. And that was it. It was, other than that, it was like there wasn't any crazy shit going on. So, although I'm disappointed about that piece of shit little touchdown they got at the end, it would have been nice to just hold them to 3, but whatever.
My rotten son and my wife watched the game next to me, and they both. My rotten son started complaining how boring the game was, and he's like, "I'm used to excitement during these Nebraska games," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's because you fucking never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you can't even handle a snap for God's sake sometimes, and it's exciting for him, not for me."
No, it was an old school Tom Osborne win. No, there was more excitement with Tom Osborne's game. There was bigger runs, bigger plays. This was like just watching somebody run 5 yards every 3 minutes, and then just it kind of kept going back and forth. Oh, they got another 5 yards, and then 0 yards, 0 yards. Oh, another 5 yards. It just was that. I don't know. I was just happy we won.
Oh, keep going through stuff. I'm going to look for something.
If you're bored, it means we are winning. We can win and it be exciting. This was a boring win. I'm sorry. I'm happy we won. As a Husker fan, I love the fact that we won. I love the fact that there wasn't any mistakes really on offense. There wasn't any huge mistakes. There wasn't any shooting ourselves in the foot for once. But it was boring.
I'm looking up. They don't have the official game book out. Isn't out yet. What I was going to look up was, I don't know if this is in here. Plays. Nope, that's not it. Comparison. You know what? Let's take a look at this.
Dane Cole says LA Tech has solid offensive production. Could be a more solid stress test before Michigan. I think anything's going to be a stress test before Michigan. And then Michigan by itself is going to be a whole nother. I need to take some antidepressants before that game. A lot of them.
The Michigan game?
Yeah. That one's going to
what do you think
our defense is going to try like hell, but I don't see our offense staying out there long enough to keep the defense, well enough come second half. I think by third quarter, our defense is going to be wore out as shit against Michigan because our offense is just going to get slaughtered. Our defense is going to be, it's just going to be like Colorado. Our defense is going to be out there for 80% of the time that we're out there, and they just can't hang that long in a game. No defense again. It's going to be rough.
I was looking for our longest run of the day, and I don't see it in here. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. Big plays.
Didn't Harburg have one of the longest ones?
He probably did. He had the pass. I was looking for running plays.
I didn't take notes on this game, so I did no notes this time.
You know what? One of the longest runs was that last play of the game for Trevin Lubin.
Really?
Yeah, it was 18 yards.
Wow.
Nobody stopped him, and he just kept running. I think he used the fullback, and they just went, fullback dive, and he kept running, and it was pretty funny.
That was a good little last play for the game. Like, yeah, fuck it.
You know what? Is that that can't be the longest. Harburg's rush of 11 and of 20 yards probably was the longest rush when he did that zone read play.
I think Harburg had the longest one.
Yeah, it looks like it. Which, I mean, it kind of indicates that our running backs really aren't breaking loose for 30 or 40 yards. I think you saw a little bit better blocking on some of those plays where we're reaching the second level, but they're not,
Yeah.
they're not doing that consistently enough.
Benjamin Assis says Michigan sucks. Well, that's going to say a lot when we fucking lose to Michigan. So thanks for saying that.
Well, maybe he means the state.
Well, the state, yeah. They got shitty water.
Do they?
You've never heard the term, there's something in the water? Yeah, Michigan's definitely where that term came from.
Oh, my God.
You can feel the confidence build with the team, Mike Corgan says.
I think that's true.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. They certainly, you know what they look like? They look like they were having fun, a lot of fun.
Second half, yeah. First half, there wasn't much fun going on.
Right.
Brangus McGee, I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right, breaks some big runs and long pass completions, and I'll get excited. I guess it's my generation, our generation, the younger generation on it. It's like when you just see run plays all day and they're only getting a couple yards here and there, it's pretty boring. I don't know. It's the TikTok generation. It's like, swipe, wait for the next big play. Come on, we're bored.
Yeah, that's because you sons of bitches never had to walk uphill both ways in waist deep snow carrying your horse.
No, because we hopped on a school bus and then had to call a ride if we needed one. So we had technology. It was nice. Cornhusker Corner says we are going to beat Michigan. You heard it here first. I predicted COVID, the 2008 housing market crash. .com bubble.
Well, I guess those aren't bad things to predict and get correctly. So I would love, it would be beautiful if we could beat Michigan.
Sam Eisenman says the second half we were all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Yeah. No, I mean it was a lot better energy with the team second half. I think you could definitely see it. Everybody was playing a little bit faster. They changed up the offense a little bit. So Fred Sacco says, God, Brian is a Debbie Downer tonight. Jeez. More dumbing than too many margaritas to Uber.
Wow.
Wow. Fuck you, Fred. I like you.
I don't know. What Iowa State lost today to Ohio, and what do I think when with regards to that, you look at, a few years ago when we were looking for a coach, I think some people would have gone, okay, Matt Campbell, I can handle that. But the shininess has come off of his coaching tenure, which is really kind of too bad for them.
But okay, and going back to Fred here, I'm sorry, I got to go back to this. Calling me a Debbie Downer just because I wasn't excited, more numbing than too many margaritas.
Wait a minute. No, that was, I think he was calling, wasn't he, you'd say somebody else that was bored? Was it Brian?
Yeah, Fred was saying that I was.
Well, you're on drugs, Downer. Aren't you?
I'm taking a lot of Mucinex, yeah. So. Is Alabama going to go down the rankings?
They still won, and they're still Alabama.
I was going to say a lot of teams would have to do a lot of different things for that to change at all. Iowa State beat a field that they said he missed, and they lost by 3. I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I'm going to assume a field goal. And then Fred in the comments says, nope, it was Brian on the left. Mucinex is a hell of a drug. Yeah, it is. I love it.
Okay. Did everybody notice Matt Rule's tongue?
Yeah, let's get that out there. What the hell was with that? The lizard man is coming to town, apparently.
What's that?
The lizard man, apparently. I don't know what the hell was happening. Somebody needed to get him either Vaseline or a bottle of water, something fast. Because
you know what? If it helps us win games, he can do that he can do that forever.
Oh man, the last time I seen somebody lick their lips like that, they were on some type of drug that was not Mucinex. So it was crazy.
Somebody on Twitter, I did mention that on Twitter, and somebody on Twitter responded to me. There is video of him drooling all over himself with the Panthers. That alone should end the worship. These Panther people really can't let shit go. They've commented on some of the YouTube videos. They're always on Twitter. If you bring up Matt Rule, they and anything negative happens, there's always this with the Panthers. Look what he did to the Panthers. This is a shitty organization, and it's the NFL. It doesn't apply here. So, the whole tongue licking thing, I thought it was hilarious. It was kind of weird. Well, but I whatever works.
Yeah, I don't know if he keeps licking it and we keep winning. I guess I'll just, we'll just have to make a lot of clips of him licking his lips and stuff. Just do like a montage of lipping. So.
But you know what? Nobody noticed him licking his lips in the first 2 games, and when those were losses.
Yeah, that's true. And if we keep talking about how he was in the NFL and how shitty he was in the NFL, look at Urban Meyer.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, Urban Meyer did coach for the NFL and did absolutely dog shit too there. So, and is still considered one of the greatest college coaches ever. So.
James Boardman says Matt Rule is Cocaine Bear.
Well, I don't care if he does cocaine or not, as long as we win games. I mean, that's good. At least this coach does cocaine and wins games. The last coach did cocaine and didn't win games, so allegedly. So I mean,
allegedly. There you go.
Nick Saban blew in the NFL. Yeah, he did.
He did. That's true.
It's such a huge difference between college and NFL. Like, there's so many great college coaches that go to NFL, do fucking horribly and do absolutely nothing, and then come back and still turn into great coaches. It's just one of those things. Zero Colorado State about to score. I'm not watching the game, so.
Well, let's see. It's 5 minutes left in the second quarter. 14-14. Colorado State's on the 4-yard line.
What does this do for the polls in the rankings then if Colorado loses?
Touchdown, Colorado State. What does it do for the poll? Well, Colorado should probably drop out of the rankings.
It should, but I don't. They shouldn't even be 18th though either. I hated the fact that they moved them up to 18th after they beat us, and it was like, what the hell made them jump up so high? They beat TCU, and look at TCU.
The polls give people things to talk about.
I hate it.
Why do you hate it? Why do you hate it? It's college football.
I hate the polls.
Do you really?
Yeah, I hate the polls. I hate the ratings.
How can you hate the polls?
I hate the ratings. All this stuff is bullshit. It doesn't make any damn sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Look at TCU. Like, we're gonna rank them so high, and then when they come in, they have none of the same players.
But they made the college football national title game. You can't just drop them out of the rankings.
No, but at the same time, you got to look at their players as well, and they're not taking
that. They did. That's why they ranked them like 18th. Normally, if a team has the college, if they make the title game, you put them in the top 5 the next year, no matter what.
Yeah, but Colorado beats Nebraska, and then all of a sudden they go up to 18th. It's like, come on, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense.
And again, that's Oh, they took the penalty. What the hell happened there? They took away the score and they threw a penalty against them, apparently.
If Colorado were to lose, they'll still jump up to 15, and Deion's foot may break the top 10. There you go.
Is that what somebody said?
Yeah, that's what Fred Sago said. And then One Vision 83 says college football is slowly becoming like pro wrestling. Deion is just putting gas on the fire. I kind of disagree with that.
But it's like pro wrestling?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of good teams out there that are actually ranked that aren't doing this whole throwing gas on the fire type of shit.
Boom! Colorado with a strike. Wow.
Got really excited.
What's that?
You got really excited. I was trying to figure out what was happening.
This is how I watch football. It's normally a lot of yelling at my TV quite a bit, actually.
My internet's not updating me on what's going on with the game, so I have no idea what just happened.
Well, it's PAT pinning 20 to 14. They're lining up for the PAT.
Wow, my Google still says 14-14.
21 to 14, 4:08 left in the second quarter. Let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, hey, guess what? Colorado State's offense currently, right now, has 239 total yards to Colorado's 99. So,
I'm looking at that right now. 223 total yards to Colorado 99. Passing yards 195 to 59. Rushing yards 28. Colorado has 40 rushing yards compared to their 28. So their passing is awesome this game so far. So they're doing a lot more passing. So it means Colorado's defense is shitty on the passing. All right. And then Husker Corner, Brian has Fubo. No, I have Hulu TV, but right now I'm not watching that because the wife turned off the TV in the background. So I'm going to have a talk with her next time we're doing this.
I gave up Hulu TV last year when the thing started stalling during the March Madness tournaments, and it drove me insane. In fact, I attacked them on Twitter, and a bunch of other people started getting pissed off about it too.
Benjamin Mathis says, I know I'm in the minority, but I don't mind Colorado or Coach Sanders.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't have minded him either. But my problem with it is now I have to hear every fucking pundit talk about Colorado on game day shows, which I have stopped watching pretty much because I just don't have the time and I don't care. Then you have to watch him in commercials. And he's got a KFC commercial. He has the Aflac commercial, and then he has another one too.
You know, some people prefer eating like dried out fucking old steak that's been thrown on the ground 100 times before it gets put on the grill. And some people prefer filet mignon. So, to each their own, but gross either way. Let's see here. Colorado State has nothing to lose here.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm looking at the comments here too. Vince Watson says, "Did my wife hide the remote? I can always turn it back on. The remote's that way, and I don't feel like getting up and turning on the TV right now."
He's got a cold. Oh, gosh. Shadir just got nowhere, and he got taken down for another sack. And it's third down, and it's 3rd and 20 for Colorado.
Good deal. It's your Cornhusker Corner. I don't mind Coach Sanders. I just hate the media coverage. The media are disingenuous, and look at them with rose-colored glasses. They are soft and small. Yeah, pretty much. Fred Sacco with the shittier Sanders has a Kotex ad in the making. Let's see here.
I also watched Illinois Penn State. And Illinois, Illinois had a lot of turnovers. Penn State didn't look as dominant as I expected it to be.
Oh,
but Illinois did have a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, who was it that was saying that? Can you compare Penn State to like Ohio State the other day, like being in the same kind of conference type of ranking? And it was like, I don't know. After watching the game today, I don't know if I would put them in the same thing. So I don't know if
that?
Ohio State's just looks freaking awesome this year.
You think their quarterback is that good though?
I think so. They're 3 weeks in. Ohio State's notorious for like getting shit fixed and getting things figured out right away. Mike Conrad says Huskers going to make a bowl game. My predictions are no now. I was way more optimistic at the beginning of the year.
No, wait a minute. Nebraska isn't going to make a bowl game?
I don't think so anymore.
Really? Why is that?
I mean, everything's up in the air at this point, but I just don't see it happening.
How can you watch a game where we completely dominated somebody, even though they're not that great, and say that
we beat a high school team? We beat a high school team.
They were better than a high school team.
Slightly.
Yeah, but look at the rest of the Big Ten West.
That's true. I will say the Big Ten West looks like shit right now.
Yeah, are we going to beat Northwestern?
Probably.
Purdue?
Maybe. That one's an iffy one. After watching today, I don't know.
Michigan State?
Again, maybe.
Illinois?
We should.
Okay, so that's like what? What I just named? 4?
Yeah.
I think other than Michigan, every game is up in the air depending upon how well if our offense can sustain anything, then we have a fighting chance.
I don't know. I'm going to say 5. I think we're going to win 5 this year. That's it. I think we'll be a 5-win team this year.
What about Wisconsin? Did you watch Wisconsin today?
I did not watch Wisconsin today.
Wisconsin had a lot of problems. And Wisconsin does have a lot of problems.
We still have a fucking ton of problems. We do,
but we're talking about other people now, you son of a bitch.
But if we're going to compare winning here, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to compare team to team, it's like, okay, so you got one team that has problems. We're a team that has a lot of problems. It's like, which cripple kid out of the cripple kid is going to beat the crippled kid? It's just not.
Right. Therefore, we can make a bowl game.
It's possible, yeah. It's possible, but I just don't see it. But Ike Mollendorf,
yeah,
he's a new member. Welcome to Corn Nation.
You could buy a membership for like $1.99 a month because I really didn't know what to do with that. I should probably investigate these things further.
PK says bowling for sure if Sims doesn't touch the field. Again, I don't know if we're going to keep Sims off the field. I don't see that happening.
That's true. I guess we're going to see what happens with the going forward from here. What we found was a serviceable quarterback that could run an offense well enough that it didn't kill us at every fucking snap. I think that's the thing for me is it wasn't, I wasn't like sitting watching my offense in sheer terror that every play was going to be a disaster.
Okay, Husker Corner says we will beat Michigan. We have to. I put my kids' entire college fund on this.
Well, that's not good. I hope
that.
your kids' fund was only like up to $100.
Yeah.
James Boardman says, "Whoops, I missed it. Where'd it go?" James Boardman says whiskey was meh. What the hell? I missed it again. Anyway, James Boardman says that Wisconsin was meh. MEH wasn't that good, and they weren't. Their offense. They keep trying to do this kind of like a more spread passing offense, and their offense really struggled until they just went back to Braylon Allen, or was it Braylon Allen? Is that who they have?
Yeah.
Jalen Berger was the guy that went to Michigan State, or went somewhere else. Was it Michigan State? Braylon Allen ran the ball really well for them, and they, then they kicked ass. But both their offense and defense are struggling to figure out what's going on in their lives. But here we go. Dale Stevenson with a $5 super chat. Only way we beat Iowa again is if one of their players bets against them again. Well, you know what? They did score 41 points today. And, I guess that's pretty impressive for Iowa. But I don't know. A lot of this is how far – there's two things about beating Iowa. How far is Nebraska going to develop their offense? Because I think we see that the defense is way ahead of everything. And number two, is Cade McNamara going to stay healthy at quarterback for Iowa? Because they don't really have a plan B. It's not like us who could just bring in Heinrich Haarberg, and he's a polished, good quarterback that tears up the opposing defense.
Oh, man. Well, okay. PK became a YouTube member. Thank you for joining.
There you go.
And then Ted Hilker. Man, I am just getting a lot of flack tonight, and I don't really care.
You are.
I would prefer a different dude to this guy. Is a real downer. Thank you.
It's the drug.
And then Greg Peterson says, "John, why are you bothering with this tool? We just like to hear from you."
Well, Greg, because I can't do everything. That's number one. And because number two, the honest to God truth is I like having a whole gob of different personalities and different people to respond to, or different people that do shows with us. So that's what's going to happen here. This one's going to be harder because it's late at night. It's 11 p.m. I got up at like 6 a.m. this morning for some damn reason, like 5:30. So, plus Brian has a cold. Give him some grace, and he's on drugs. Not good drugs either.
No, I need the uppers. Dale Stevens says Iowa is everything Nebraska should be doing in the Big Ten. Consistently goes to a January 1st bowl game and send a ton of players to the NFL.
Well, that's not entirely false.
Yeah.
I would hope that our offense would be better than Iowa's offense has been over the years. I think it's, what you're seeing now is Brian Ferentz has a serviceable quarterback with which to run an offense, and you can't run an offense without a good quarterback. And let's be honest, Spencer Petras last year was a disaster for them. So,
that was bad. It was rough watching that.
Yeah.
Plus, he needs to score at least 24 points a game, I think, right? I think that's kind of the challenge right
25.
now. 25 points a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Hey, I got people on my side now, too.
Yeah, see that? Benjamin Mathis, I love Brian's. He's on drugs right now, which I don't like.
Mike Conrad. So what's up with Mike Rule? Lip licking. We've already been over that. Not sure.
You know what's
Drug.
bizarre? You know what's bizarre about that?
What's that?
I mean, think about it. You're on national TV and you're trying to coach a game. And listen, I've been on college sidelines. You know, there's a shit ton going on the college football sideline between all of the coaches and all the different position groups and trying to get everything out there and talking to the referees and watching what's going on at the field, same time trying to deal with some kid that might be having a meltdown. There is just amazing amounts of shit going on during a football game. And the thing that we're going to take away from this is Matt Rule licking his lips. I mean, my God, you know, that's just Matt Rule. Maybe there were flies.
Hopefully somebody actually asked him in the post-game press conference. Just ask him what up. Because, I mean, Rule did say he would answer every question. So that should be the first question. What's up with your lips, bud?
One Vision 83 comes in. He's licking his chops. Thirsty for a win. That's good.
Another one says, Rule looked like my dog eating peanut butter.
Oh my God! Oh, don't
Fred
do
Sacco
it.
says, "I bet John's like to share lips over the years."
Oh God!
Dry air.
Oh, Dion is doing his halftime interview.
Oh no! Coach Prime's gonna fix stuff. Coach Prime's gonna get things turned around. Coach Prime. Let's not show the team at all. Let's talk about Coach Prime.
He has things to fix. He does have things to fix.
Yeah, himself.
Let's take a look at this real quick. So at halftime, 21-14, Colorado State lead. Colorado has 94 total yards, which means they have 5 yards less than the last time I mentioned that. Colorado State has 262 total yards, 224 passing. So, you know, not that good for kind of a crappy Colorado half compared to everything that we've heard about them.
Oh, I feel so bad for Colorado.
Do you?
No. Fucking hate them.
The other thing that was shocking that was happened today is that Florida beat up Tennessee. And I don't think Tennessee's won oh, come on. Where does Florida play? In the Swamp. Gainesville, is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't think Florida is the last win in Gainesville didn't happen for since in the 2007 or something.
Oh,
Tennessee won in the Florida. 29-16. Number 10, was it? Number 11, Tennessee goes down to Florida.
Yep.
A team that here it is. Tennessee hasn't beaten Florida in the Swamp since September 20th, 2003. So if you want to feel bad about things, there comes in with Highlander Gun with 2003. Wow. How'd you like to feel about them? Georgia looked pedestrian against South Carolina in the first half. South Carolina led that game 14-0, I think, at half.
Yeah.
And you know, did they well? Their James Ford, Florida or Georgia had a slow start too.
Oh, there's a couple other games I wanted to talk about, but I'm trying to remember.
Well,
fuck, where were they?
It's the drugs, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm off tonight. I'm off. I'm sorry. Everything's just a little bit slow today.
What next week you should take 4 pages of notes.
I did last week and I barely said anything. So yeah, I got to find that in between drug that helps me out here. Let's see here. Going through the
Fred
comments.
Sacco says, "Wow, 2003, John was like 89 back then."
So when the award on game shows was the wheel.
I wasn't. Wow.
Thank you, PK. Everyone gets a 1-off. Just get better. Thank you. I'm trying. Benjamin Mathis, Brian, please get off the drugs. Get help. I can't. I'm addicted to it. This Mucinex's so good.
Tony Washland, congratulations, Nebraska on the win. Get number 2 next week. They should.
Oh.
Tony Washland also, Minnesota's quarterback, looked terrible. He did. He did not looking.
Yeah.
He did not look crisp at all, and I expected him to be a lot better player this year. It's too bad we didn't win that game. You know what? I tell you what. You know why I always want Nebraska to beat Minnesota? Not it's goes beyond just the football field. I was doing remote support for one of my customers this week, and we were having problems with a printer and all that stuff. And IT guys love printers. And whenever I would ask him, okay, what's the error message say again? He would go, Nebraska sucks, because he's a Minnesota season ticket holder. And but the good thing is the longer he said Nebraska sucks, the more I build him. So there you go.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of shit that I get from that motherfucker.
One Vision says, I like games like these. They fool me into thinking we're going to win more games. Delusions of grandeur. Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with that.
Well, yeah. But that's you just take it for now. Take it for now.
I know. Next week,
live in the moment.
Next week we should win.
Did you see Jeff Sims on the sideline?
Yeah, he
talking
actually was
to Heinrich Harburg.
He was very supportive. I'll give him that.
Did you see him teaching him how to take a cleansing breath? Yeah.
Calm yourself.
Yes. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Talk, take a breath, calm yourself. That's how
coming from the guy that could never calm himself down to carry the fucking ball. Yeah, that's funny.
But I mean, live in the moment. We got to win. It was a good win. We crushed the other team. There you go. PK says, try John's drugs. They sound so much better. LOL. I did do a small bit of a gummy before, like an hour ago. So,
son of a bitch. That sounds amazing.
It helps with the headache.
Yeah.
Tony Washland, Wyoming played Texas tough for the first half. It was 10-10 at half.
I wasn't really paying much attention to that game.
Well, it was on Longhorn Network, so nobody got to see it.
Oh, go figure. PK says Sims was saying, "Please don't play like I do." Yeah. No, I kept looking at the TV whenever they showed Sims, and I was trying to see him do something else stupid to Harburg to try teaching him what to do right, and it was just nothing ever seemed to make me want to believe in Sims anymore. But John Black Forest Johnson, I don't know what that means, but
Black Forest. Well, the Black Forest is in Germany, isn't it? I'm not sure what that means either. It's too late, Ted. It's too late, Fred.
How long have we been going on now?
About an hour.
About an hour. All right.
Yeah. So we probably should do about, I don't know, maybe another 10 minutes, and then.
Yeah.
It's harder doing these later at night.
Before the Mucinex really kicks in and I pass out on camera. So this has been how the day's been. It's just been one of those days.
Okay. For people that are here, what other questions do you have about the Nebraska? Who'd we play? Northern Illinois game.
Again, this game that's what I mean. Like, this game was like, yay, we won. Like, cool. Let's see how the rest of the year goes. That was just how this game felt. Was like, all right, yeah, we beat a team that we should have beat, and we didn't fuck up horribly, and it was about it.
You know what? Chubba Purdy came into the game, I think it was, and my rotten son looked at me and goes, "Look, Chubba Purdy's coming into the game to throw it away in the last 3 minutes." And I said, my response was, "Fuck you." Okay. Wait a minute. I clicked on the wrong thing here.
Well,
Yeah,
I did want to comment on that. Yeah, Sims is a flex tight end. No, don't give the fucker the ball ever. He can't hold on to shit. Why would you ever think he could be anywhere with near a ball? Middle linebacker. Let him just run in the shit. That's it. Just put him in there and let him hit it in the shit. That's it.
Oh my God. But I missed that. I missed it again. Vince Watson, who does Coach John start next week if Sims is healthy?
Sims.
Oh God. Though why?
Because I think Rule's going to put him back in.
Well, this is me. Coach John.
Well, I mean, if it was up to you, it'd be a completely different quarterback for a completely different team. So,
well, here's the thing. If you look back on the years, who was it? Steve Spurrier didn't do this worry about my quarterback's confidence stuff if I take him out of the game. Steve Spurrier would tear his quarterback's head off on the sideline, glue it back on, and say, go sit over there for 5 plays, and then put another guy in for a series, bring him off the field, rip his head off, put the guy back in that he just ripped his head off. You know, the other guy's his glue's finally settled. He didn't give a shit about any of that. I'd probably, give him this. I think that people, when they say Jeff Sims probably gives us the biggest chance to win a game like Michigan, but I think Heinrich Harburg gives us the chance to win more games. That's a good question.
I don't know. Honestly, for me, I would like to see Harburg stay in just because he ran it so smoothly. Granted, it was against a team that wasn't really challenging. So it makes me nervous against like a team like, say, Michigan, or any other teams coming up that are Big Ten. But I would rather see somebody who is more slow, methodic, and more confident with this ball usage and can run the offense, whether it's just simple plays. I mean, it looks – sorry, I just read one of the comments. Somebody said it looks like Brian is relapsing. Thank you. No, but I would like to keep Harburg in. I would like to see Harburg stay in. I would. But I just don't see – I think they're going to put Sims in because I think they're going to get him – next week. I think they're going to build him up for the Michigan game, and because they keep talking about how great Sims is, and I don't see it, but I think that's what they're going to do. But I think if Sims is in for the first half of the game and he's turned over twice, I think they're going to put Harburg back in. So, I mean, you would have to.
Oh, I missed one. I think the thing with Harburg is coming into this game, I think we heard a lot about Harburg not being a very good passer. And I think what he showed in this game is that he wasn't as terrible as everybody thought he was.
No, I think he looked good. They weren't giving him some crazy. I mean, they did let him try. I mean, he had that one huge bomb that didn't get caught, but I mean, it was pretty damn close to being a big play. It was just the timing was a little bit off, but he wasn't throwing. I mean, I did get nervous with the one pass because it was almost intercepted, but the rest of the passes were clean. So
he didn't freak out and overthrow Thomas Fedoni when he was wide open in the end zone. He threw that ball directly to him. I mean, he made some of those, the play you complained about earlier where they ran, out into the flat and he ran with, they motioned him out there that they kept covering except for the first time they ran it. I guess he executed plays they gave him. I think he executed most of them pretty well. The first half was a little rough with some of the runs and some of the handoffs, but in the second half, I think he showed that he was growing into the position.
I think the hardest thing to take away from this, though, is that Harburg did a good job. Because I think it would have been a lot easier to see Harburg come in and make the same mistakes that Sims makes, and then everybody go, okay, maybe we, But now that Harburg did a good job against a team that's not real good, everyone's going to expect Harburg to come in, and Nebraska's offense will start clicking. And the problem is when we start facing opponents that actually make a difference, like are actually opponents. I'm not trying to talk shit about Northern Hill, but I'm just saying at the same time, when we start facing teams like Purdue or, Michigan or Iowa, how is Harburg going to stand up? Because I don't think Harburg is going to be taking hits like he was taking today. I don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's going to have as much time as he had like he did today. What's he going to do when he's getting rushed more? What's he going to do when his time is different? Those are the things. And then everybody's going to sit there and go, shit, maybe we should have stayed with Sims. And, this is the problem that we're going to have. So I don't know.
Michael Rollo says Heinrich Harburg was a game manager, but that's what we need at this point in time, in my humble opinion.
I mean, I just got done talking about this. What the fuck?
You didn't say the word game manager.
He did great with managing the offense. He didn't make any stupid mistakes. He held on the ball when he needed to hold on to it. He threw it out of bounds when he needed to throw it out of bounds. He didn't make any. I mean, there was a couple times where he could have held the ball instead of giving it to the running back on a couple of those plays where he could have made a couple more yards, but he didn't do anything stupid. That was awesome. That was great to watch. Like, he managed the offense good. There was no huge critical errors. That was good. So I'll say yes. He was a game manager on that one.
Okay, in One Vision 83, when I watch our offense, it feels like we would have just as many problems if there wasn't an opposing defense. I think you saw that today. Northern Illinois' defense, I don't think, is very good. Everybody has players, but Northern Illinois' defense is just, they're not very good. I feel like we would have just as many problems if there wasn't an opposing defense. Here's the thing about that. Some of the plays that we're running with the traps and the pulling and stuff like that, those take time for players to get used to running those. That they can take reps and practice and over. But when you're just starting an offense with that stuff, timing on the field is different because you're not facing the same people you faced in practice over and over and over, and you know what their timing is. Yeah. A couple plays today got completely blown up because either the timing was off on the pulling, you know what I mean, when they're bringing a guard and tackle from the backside on a trap or a counter play, stuff like that. Either the timing was off or they're just too damn slow to execute those plays properly. So, I mean, a lot of the early stuff, again, it's Matt Rule's first year. Again, we're starting with Marcus Satterfield. It's going to take a few weeks. I look at Wisconsin. If you watched Wisconsin today, they have Tanner Mordecai. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback, but he hasn't looked very good. And they're struggling with the same things we are. How does this offense work? It's completely different than our last one. And this offense that Marcus Satterfield is running is way different than what we ran before. So what is you guys in the corn stuff? You know what I'm surprised by?
What's that?
I am surprised by how few complete drunk ass people we have.
Because it wasn't a game that made you want to drink. Like, it wasn't a game that made you want to do anything. It was just one of those games that it was like, yeah, we won.
Brian, people just drink sometimes. They just drink on college football Saturdays. They don't take cold medicine.
It wasn't a normal Cornhusker game. It wasn't one of those that was like, yeah, let's get fucking trash because we know we're going to suck or we know we're going to win by a lot. It was one of those that I think even after halftime, people were like, yeah, well, let's just go home and take a nap. It was just one of those games.
Honestly, it was a boring game, but it was, we have kicked their ass, so it was all right. After all the stuff we've been through, I'm okay with this. Noah Chestnut says the defense keeping Northern Illinois to 158 yards, 75 of that with the last drive, which was given away by the second string, was amazing. I agree with that. I don't know if you guys noticed, and I don't know when the official game book will be released, but we played a crap ton of people on defense. I think we were playing a fair number of people on offense, but we played just a gob of them on defense, which is going to pay off in the future because we'll have all of those guys with experience. And the game book still isn't out.
Let's see here. James Boardman says, "Hey, I'm not sober. You're sober." All right. One Vision says, "Today's football game was one of the most football games ever."
One of the most what?
Today's football game was one of the most football games ever.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it played a lot of football going on in that football game. There's just a lot of football.
Dion Pryor says, "Geez, Harburg has just been put on Heisman watch." All right.
Yeah. Husker Corner says Brian is about as comforting as a wet blanket. Enjoy the win, brother. Sorry, I don't put on those rose-colored glasses as soon as Nebraska wins one game against the team like we beat today.
Oh my God, you should. Just joy should overfill you.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. One Vision also says, "I love the part of the game where they stop the other team from getting a first down." That's quite often.
So did I. We did that a lot. In fact, you know what? Let's look real quick. Just because, come on, Brian, this has to make you feel better. Wait, that's the Colorado State game. Hold on a second. Cumulatives. Oh, shit. Game. That's what I'm looking for down. Total plays. Nebraska ranks 68 total plays compared to Northern Illinois 58. Where's my third down conversions? Damn it. How come this is third downs? They were 4. Northern Illinois was 4 of 15. Nebraska was 8 of 14. So we were over 50%, and they were really sucked. So that's sarcastic clapping.
Yay, we won.
Yes.
I mean,
okay. Oh my God, you guys in the corn.
Man, everybody's just really into that corn thing. Okay. Michael Rollo says, "Here's where I am. Should be 2-2 after next week. How rough is it after week 5?
Well, Michigan is. Michigan's going to be a tough game, and then you're going to play teams like Northwestern and Purdue, Michigan State. I mean, I don't know right off the top of my head. Let's go look.
Maryland.
I think Maryland will be tougher than people probably give them credit for.
I think so too. They look pretty good. And then Wisconsin and
Iowa. See, nobody really looks daunting as in a sure loss other than maybe Michigan. And a lot of this, again, I said this earlier, is going to be dependent upon how quickly we develop on offense, how better we get at running some of those plays that require players to be able to pull properly to get the blocking down, or to recognize when they're supposed to get to the second level with their blocks. Oh shit, I'm getting my games confused. One of the things on screen blocking, okay, that like you get a screen, maybe not a wide receiver screen where the wide receivers are doing that stuff, or a bubble screen, where it's out, those plays to the side that people hate. But like a traditional screenplay where the linemen are coming out, they never look behind them, and their back usually always gets caught. So can they get better? I think today we could have probably run a few more screens, although it wasn't necessary. I mean, you either play you could play Northern Illinois. You could play Northern Illinois straight up, and the game was never in danger because your defense was just playing lights out against their offense. I mean, they literally did nothing on offense. So. We could have done a lot of different things and see where the offense goes after that. So is it going to get tougher after week 5? Yeah, but maybe we'll be better by then. So
and the thing is after week 5, the other teams that we're sitting here very optimistically saying that we'll beat have chance to get better too. So, like Northwestern or Purdue or, all those guys coming up. Wisconsin, Iowa, Maryland. Colorado State scored again.
They're showing Colorado fans in displeasure. One of them was what do they call this? Surrender Cobra or whatever.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh look, Shadir got tackled again he went down and boom. So to begin the second half, Colorado goes 3 and out.
I'm trying to read the comments, and people are still talking about corn right now. Meet hot young corn in your area.
So okay, they are.
I'll click on that website later.
Mike O'Rolo would still do this if it was just me here. Honestly, we'd probably call it a night.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against you, Michael, but
if there's only one viewer, no, I can talk to my wife and have one viewer for maybe. There's
a lot of right now unhappy. Oh gosh, this guy he's looking around. Well, he's looking around like he needs more cocaine. Is really what he's doing. There's a whole group of students that look really stoned. Oh my God, they do. The girls completely look stoned out of their gourds. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What else is there?
Nothing really. I mean, how good of a game it was and how action-packed of a game it was when the top headline of this game is Matt Rule's tongue. There we go. That's how I'm going to finish this night out. There's nothing else to fucking talk about this game. This game was boring. We won. Go Big Red. There is no fucking hope. Whatever. I'm just saying. Next week we will win. I'm predicting that we will win. It'll be a lot tougher than this week. But then Michigan, we are just get drunk, everybody. Buy a ton of beer. Get prepared. I'm gonna buy a bunch more of this Mucinex shit, and I'm just gonna fade away for the Michigan game because
the Michigan game, you never know what's gonna happen.
What do you mean never know? It's Nebraska versus Michigan. This is Matt Rule's first year. This is not going to be a good first year. After seeing the first two games, the Rule Aid has wore off. It is now Mucinex all the way. I'm faded through this entire season. Michigan is a loss. I'm declaring it now.
So for the rest of the season, you're going to be doing Mucinex.
I'm just going to be doing whatever drugs I can take that not hurt so bad. So
I will say that we have to be the most alcohol and drug infested Nebraska program. Between all the guys in Corn Nation.
Yeah. Oh man, the last 10 years have just knocked me off the wagon. Anyway, let's see here. One last comment, I guess, or a couple more anyway. If Rule beats Michigan, he's basically the next Devaney. Yeah, okay. I'll go with that. Yep, I'll go with that.
Drugs are not the answer.
The answer corn is. I'm not allowed to have corn anymore. I'm not allowed to eat starchy shit. So there we go. Can't eat corn.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, if it weren't for the dumb penalties, I would have thought we improved. There really wasn't any dumb penalties other than what, one?
Well, they roughing the quarterback that was kind of, you can't just hit the quarterback.
That was one.
Hitting the quarterback after the interception is that was a dumb penalty. You can't do that stuff anymore. Even if you want to murder a quarterback on the field, they watch you now. You can't just run up after a turnover and blast the quarterback. So that was kind of dumb. And then Ben Scott nailing the guy after the play was over. And if this was a game that was close, those were dumb penalties. If this is a game like the one we just played, they're just aggressive penalties, and I think you can't go anything other than a coach looking at a player and saying, "Could you be smart next time?" That's really how you address that. You're probably going to have to run some stairs, stuff like that.
But
so
I look at it this way, though. Okay, so what? 2 dumb penalties, 2 out of what a normal Husker game has? What 7, 8?
Yeah, a lot, very many.
So I mean, this was nice and boring, and it was good. So
okay, should we be done?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody's on about as energized as I am right now on everything.
They are going through the corn things very
Yeah.
kind of freakishly. So do you have an outro for this show?
I don't yet. I gotta make an outro.
You need to make it like an outro. We have to come up with things to say for the intro and the outro. I'm leaving that up to you, man.
Oh man. All right. I'm all new to this shit. Okay.
5 points of contact or something.
Yeah, the 5 points of contact. Welcome to the 5 points of no, good night. See, not welcome. Goodbye. Have a good night. Check out the description below. You guys can join our Discord. We actually started a Discord for the Coronation group, so you can be part of the community and actually talk with the writers and staff, and we can all talk to each other, to the fans there as well. We're trying to build the Discord community up. So go ahead and join that. The link's in the description. Go ahead and click on the subscribe icon and the notification thing that helps us, gets us in the how that works. I don't know. However that freaking works. So,
I'm gonna have to work on this.
We're gonna have to work a lot on this shit. Let's see here. But thanks for joining, everybody. There is no hope. Go Big Red.
Okay. Go Big Red.
All right. Night.
Okay,